Colin, to your left, sir. Colin, to your left, if you don't mind.
Is that here, Colin? Down here.
To your left, please.
And turn to the left. Everybody.
Everyone over there.
Like next level every night.
We're going to do a group right here.
Hey, Ozzy, Colin's way daily, but we do a lot of men's wear. I think women's wear is important too.
Once more here. Very nice.
Colin. Mr. Farrell. To your left.
Come on. Come down to the other side. A little more. Oh, this ain't working. I got half, almost three.
Anything I've ever seen or read about that world, you know. But to be honest, I didn't need references because the script was just, you use your imagination and you're given fantastic writing that Lauren LeFranc and her team of writers created, so that was enough. But there's no doubt anything I've ever seen from things that people have said to me, like Untouchables, or what else was said to me, other things. Sopranos. I'm not comparing myself, but when people have said that to me, it's not like I have a knee-jerk response to, oh no, I get it inhabits a similar world.
This universe still got such an enduring appeal. It's been revived so many times.
It's just very, I mean, anything that's archetypical, anything that speaks to the human condition and does it in characters that are at turns sympathetic and extraordinarily at times cruel. The world just is still a world of mystery to people, including myself, when I read about it. When I heard that Matt wanted to talk to me about playing the Penguin in the film, I was so giddy with excitement. And I was 44 or 5. I mean, giddy like a 6-year-old. So yeah, it still holds a magic for a lot of us.
I would say that, like, one thing that distinguishes us is that this is really about class in a way that the Batman kind of can't be about class so much because he's a billionaire or whatever. And, like, the version of the Penguin that we all kind of know from the past is, you know, this guy wears a tuxedo and a top hat and is like an aristocrat, you know? And so, like, it was fun to get to make a version where he was not from the same class, and he is, like, you know, pulling himself up by his bootstraps and, like, looking towards those other people, and that we could talk about that difference. So that was an interesting challenge, and, you know, what was amazing is that he would just walk in as Oz every day. He really was. By the time I saw him, he wasn't Colin Farrell anymore. He was, like, in character, talking in the Brooklyn accent, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Penguin, in particular to me, has its appeal because it's about the sort of underbelly of a city. It's about the people who are forgotten, who are striving to be seen. And one of the things that I think the writers, Craig Zobel, Helen, the directors of this series, really captured was this need of Oz's to be worth something. And myself and Daniel and David got to play the members of Oz's crew, and and the way they kind of pitch us is as the misfits of the mob world. So it's just a bunch of people who are trying to get their piece of the pie. And I think that is what is always appealing. As someone who grew up in New York City and grew up in a neighborhood that had these elements in it, those were people who came from nothing and found a way to be.
So she's the source of his power, but she also, like, she's in a funny way trying to teach him how to use his humiliation and powerlessness as a weapon. She brings him along to show him how to do that. So.
Yeah. Growing up, I was a teenager. You know, growing up on the Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale movies. I mean, that was my life growing up. And so, I even remember when I was a kid, my parents went to go watch a movie, and it was the first time that I ever said, you know what, you guys go watch that. Dark Knight Rises is playing in the other theater. I'm going to go see that instead. And just massive fan. So getting to be a part of this world. Gotham as a city, the location. You know, it's incredible.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.